Hello, I'm Candy Gold. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to make a matzo lasagna. We're going to start by mixing our ricotta cheese, a couple of cups. And you want to thin this out a little bit, and the best way to do that is by adding a couple of eggs. It will smooth out the cheese and make it very thin. And that's great because then matzah, obviously, being a cracker, breaks. But if you've got a very soft, spreadable cheese, you can just slather it on your matzah and it makes it really easy. Even when you're making regular lasagna, you kind of can't even do that with a noodle, but it really holds up well on the matzah. See? Thinning right out, thinning right out. Now, the nice part about this dish is you can season it any way you want. I'm kind of a purist, so I don't do a lot of seasoning because I love the flavors of the food to shine through. But, perfect. When I use some sauce, when I make my sauce, my gravy, I like to have a few little embellishments. So, the sauce is going to go on the stove. It's really a jar of tomato sauce. Make your own, use a jar, whatever you want. A lot of great jarred tomato sauces on the market, so then I embellish. Loved, oh my gosh, fresh basil leaves, fabulous. Tomato sauce, tomatoes can be bitter. We know this. They can be sweet, they can be bitter. You know what? I think it's a kind of an old-fashioned rule. I take a tablespoon of sugar and a little salt and pepper. And that is how I embellish my tomato sauce, which goes right on the stove. Love the basil, love the sugar, and this heats up so quickly, and you don't even have to overheat it. It's not like you're eating pasta. It's going to go in the oven. So a quick simmer, you're ready to go. Starting with butter, goes right in, and this is going to melt down. This recipe can be done with sort of any vegetables you have in your refrigerator that you want to use. I love the leeks, the onions, the scallions, the garlic, the peppers. That's kind of the route I like to go, but I have friends who make a matzo lasagna with eggplant or zucchini or any vegetables that you have in your refrigerator. Definitely works. This one comes out a little bit more savory and sort of with the sweetness of the ricotta against the savory of sort of the onion mixture. Baby, a good one. Onions, chopped, going right in. I like them to cook for a long time. I like to get that bit of caramelization on them, get that garlic going. Peppers take a while, so they're going to go in. Okay, we're starting to get pretty, right? A little bit of color on that. And you know what? I'm just going to add the scallions. And again, it's really to taste. Add as many as you want, as little as you want. Don't add it at all. Leeks. And now, these things are going to cook. Oh, listen to that sizzle. It sounds as good as it smells. Okay, this has been cooking. You can definitely see it's getting a little bit more translucent, and now's the time to add the mushrooms. So they're going to go in, and they will absorb some heat, but they will also release some water. So that's kind of a good thing. If you were adding like the zucchini or the eggplant, that would add a lot of water. But the mushrooms, for me, add just the right amount of water and just the right amount of flavor. So this is going to cook down, I'd say another 10 minutes. Then we're looking good. As we were saying, matzah, it breaks. We're going to try to do this without breaking, but you see our ricotta is a very thin mixture because we added the eggs to it. And look how smooth that goes on. When I make like lasagna with noodles, I usually end up just globbing my ricotta because it never goes on this smoothly on a noodle. I like to put the tomato sauce in the bottom of the pan because then it adds some moisture. And a lot of people will take the matzah and actually get it wet, even put it under water. They do that when they make a matzah brei or something like that. I don't like to do that because I think there's enough steam from the sauce and the vegetables and the cheese and the other things that are moist and releasing moisture, and they will take the matzah and make it soft. And it actually will have the consistency of a noodle. A noodle is not, like cotton candy. I mean, it's got some density to it, but it's smooth enough to eat. That's the consistency we get with this. So first layer sauce, second layer the ricotta covered matzah. Then we start building. A little Parmesan, a little mozzarella. See, our fabulous mixture of vegetables. And these are really caramelized, so keep that in mind. And you just put it on as much as you want. Then, going to the next layer. This is where I get a little creative, and I crack the matzah and actually like it sort of to be in 4 pieces, so when I put it, it doesn't go right in the middle, so you don't have this mound. You're sort of building a little bit. And so see how that I've sort of stretched that out to the sides, so now there's a bit of an opening in the middle. And then you continue. A little more sauce. And you're just going to keep building. Some more veggies. Now, watch what I do here. So I will spread our ricotta, being careful not to break it. And then watch what I do. Look, like a sandwich. Ha ha. And that goes face down. And now, okay, I want to get it so that it has sauce on it, so that it will melt and become more like a noodle. Then we go crazy with the cheesy topping. And the nice part is sort of all the different areas of your pan are covered because you've brought the sides of the matzah out, and so it makes this beautiful little crust, and it really does. And remember, it'll expand. It'll fill the pan and make your layers and all melt into each other. Come on, really pretty. Best thing to do is set your oven for 350 and then take a piece of tin foil. Here's the deal. You don't want a heavy fitting tin foil. I take and spray it with some, oil spray and just sort of gently put it on top. It helps it to cook. It's not going to stick because you've got the spray on it. And cook for about a half hour. Then take the tin foil off. Cook it for about another 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get that crunchy, darker, melty topping for your matzo lasagna. Okay, our matzo lasagnas come out of the oven. It smells great, it looks great, it tastes fantastic. Matzo lasagna, I'm Candy Gold.